Hello and welcome to the preview of an awesome day's racing, day 2 of the championships, or day 2 of the AJC Carnival, whatever you want to call it.
I don't want to say how good it is. I hate the pricks, but you know, Jesus Christ, it's very exciting.
It is a great card. Mark, Matt, hello there. Mark, hello there. Right, we've had a little bit of a shower come through here at about 10 o'clock in right across Sydney. About a mil would have fallen as expected. What are we saying the weather and track's going to be?
Well, there's a possibility for a little bit more of this, but it's principally Friday morning stuff.
Yep.
And it's sort of road wetting. The penetrometer is remarkably high, but I mean that can happen. We're saying that this track will be very similar to the track that this meeting was conducted on last year.
Yes.
And you remember that the Criterion won the Derby on the dreadful day, and then a week later we had Diamond Drill win her. Diamond Drill won. It was not a bad track. Not a bad track.
Yep, perfect. So what are we saying about a four-ish?
Yeah, and that was a 6 metre rail. It was sort of. There was something in it for everyone. You know, it wasn't impossible to be on the inside.
Yeah, you just don't want to be hard fence, really, is the rule. And then in the real big fields, if you work up right down the outside, you can find the Golden Lane. So maybe the winner of the championship, the provincial championship, could be right down the outside if you can get that. But you're going to be operating pretty much in a 4 metre lane, 1 metre off the fence. That's about, and that we'll see most horses just naturally be in that spot.
Yeah, it's actually quite a good rail position.
Yeah, it is, because they're always going to race off the fence at Randwick, so you get that. If you've got an idiot jockey, they'll stay on the fence, and we know who they are, 99% of them, and we'll go from there. Anyway, 10 races to get into, all big races, but the first thing we want to talk about, Matt, is Pro Bet Alive. We mentioned we sort of soft launched this a couple of months ago. And
start of February.
Yeah, and with the idea of building it, getting a real good feel for it, developing it into a product that we really want to push, and getting the right price range and all that sort of stuff right. And we think that we're really there with it, and we really implore people to get involved. Give them a bit of a
state of the art, Dale. That's the cutting edge of
yeah, exactly.
Of the Punters show.
Well, I mean, look, from your sets that you put out, from most of the sets that we put out, and all of that, is that they're put out at a certain time.
Yeah.
Now, Mark, I'm sure you would change your sets throughout the afternoon if you didn't, your thinking will be different at 2:30 to what it's going to be at 8:30. Yeah, that's the moment of time thing.
They're certainly hamstrung by being time constrained.
Exactly right. So the main idea about this is we're not even going to release we're going to release some units for the Sydney set, but that will be all liquid all throughout the afternoon when all the things are taken into play. We're really keeping an eye on who's backing what the market moves are. Like a horse like Naeli last week, which would have been in everyone's betting plans. Yeah. You saw it wasn't there, and Saboog wasn't there. Yeah. Those things that we're going to react to throughout the day.
Not there.
Yeah.
Walk's gone missing.
They're going to be things that we react to all throughout the day. We'll have red and green lights in the mounting yard to make sure that the horses that we're on are in good health and all of that, and that'll go into it. You've got the chat room where you can talk to Darren, me, Matt, anyone. Ask questions of anyone throughout the afternoon, specific questions you might have on a horse that we'll answer for you. We'll keep updated to who's backing what, not just horses getting backed, who is actually backing what. We'll have professional opinions throughout the afternoon. We speak to Stewie, get his sort of halftime report. Stewie Davidson, that is. Rob Waterhouse's thoughts on the day. Anyone else will probably give Fletcher a call, all that sort of shit. Just see what they're thinking and how they're reading the day's play.
Exactly.
Warren Huntley, unfortunately Warren's not in play tomorrow. He's having a day off. He's here, unheard of, and it's Flemington. But you can give us updates from Flemington because you're going to be at Flemington.
I'll be the man on the ground at Flemington.
Absolutely. So all the stuff that we need and to keep you up to date throughout the afternoon, you get it there. Now the best thing is, not the best thing, the best thing is the whole product. We've got an introductory offer. You get the body of it is 2 sets. It's Darren's sets. Basically, that's the nucleus of it. You get the 2 sets, you get all of the stuff we talk about in the chat room, and if you sign up in the next 2 weeks as an introductory offer, it is $69 per week, locked in for your life.
Yeah, which would be, it could get up to 99, maybe more.
It's worth more than the sets alone are worth more than that.
Yeah.
But it's an ongoing thing, but you're not locked into it. You can cancel at any time, but it is a perpetual thing. The idea of this is to become a winning punter over time. If we have a strip out the first week, the strip out the second week, a strip out the third week, guess what? We'll be winning in the next 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. This is about winning as a punter, so don't miss out.
Thinking on your feet, that's what it's all about.
Absolutely, and being able to communicate.
It's actually, it's replicating some of the most successful traders that we've seen.
Absolutely, and using all the information that we've been gathered and we've all put together and all over and it's the funnel, the distillation of the Punter show and everything what we've had. I mean, that's what Darren is, isn't he? He's the distillation of you, that, and he's funneled it.
He's the ultimate distiller.
And then we've distilled it again and distilled again. This is 35-year-old aged Scotch whiskey. Actually, it's 50-year-old aged Scotch whiskey.
What are we going to
50 in 1 month.
It's 10 races to sprue.
Yeah, no, that's the big sprue. Get on, but the easy way to do it, just go probetter.com.au because it's all hosted at.
Got our own website now.
Yeah, probetter.com.au, all hosted by our friends at One to Follow. It's sort of in collaboration with them, obviously, as well too. So probetter.com.au. Links are on our site. Don't miss out. Jump on board. $69. Try it, but stay with it. Race 1. $3.80 Cash to the Clans, $5.50 Road Assassin, $5.50 Mosaica, and never before has a race in Sydney, Mark, had a Mornington feed as prominent as the Third Hill Handicap to start things off.
Listed. The horse is going to be a listed winner after
yes,
this.
They are.
Clash of Clans, $4.60 into $4. Chachapoyas, $13 into $9 have been the early movers.
Who are going to be the early movers in the speed map, Mark, please?
Well, the Barrister, I know the Barrister started 100 to 1 at Sandown, a midweek meeting at Sandown, 3 starts.
Looking at the Mornington race, that's probably good form.
Yeah, so I have the Barrister racing well forward. Obviously, Clash of Clans underneath him puts his bib in there. Cracklin' Rosie down underneath them. Iolande gets on speed from her wide gate, and that's pretty much the speed map. Obviously, up to a mile, you can find players that you wouldn't have expected, but it appears that 1 and 2 will be in the van, and 4 and 9 will be handled.
Beautiful. All right. Well, as I said, the Mornington feed. In all seriousness, the Mornington feed is a very prominent feed there, and we've got. I think most people who do numbers it's almost a 10 length to 12 length below average race. And it was 2.5 seconds slower than the other race on the day.
Yeah, look, the only horse I'd consider out of that race is the Mick Kent horse, which went back in the race, a very slowly run race, and obviously has a fair bit of scope. Not that may mean a lot, but it surprised me how discounted Clash of Clans was, given that it's coming home for the first time, it's stepping up in distance, it's got, what do we call him? God?
He was the devil last week, though.
Yeah, I know.
I should say, you're talking about Moreira here.
Yeah.
He did not know how to ride that track,
No,
and I think we learned a lot about him. But this track
will help.
He just, as I've always said about him, tactically, I think for the best jockey of all time, pound for pound, he's pathetic.
Yeah.
But as in getting horses to run, no one has ever come close to him. So he's only got to get horses to run in, he'll naturally find it. So I think we'll see a big turnaround from Joe Moreira tomorrow. Yes.
So it seemed to me to be excessively discounted. Certainly, number 3 Road Assassin also comes home off a well-astern run at Newcastle prior to winning his maiden against the older horses in emphatic style. I mean, he does come with a bit of momentum here, and I've put him on top 3 Road Assassin. 1 Clash of Clans seems a better bet in the race at the prices. 8 Chachapoyas, not suited in a slowly run race at Newcastle, trialled since, Joe McDonald, and 6 Musica, who has been well found here. Ran at Gosford on debut. You had to draw wide, he drew wide, but for some reason drew wide, went back and found the fence,
went on the inside,
which he didn't want to do.
Yes.
In a very slowly run race, and did a good job to rally. So certainly an interesting run of Musica. And that's about all I'd say about the race. I'm not interested in Mornington. 3186. I'm having 2 units Clash of Clans, 1.5 units Road Assassin, 1 unit Chachapoyas, and 3/4 of a unit on Musica.
Beautiful. All right. I thought Musica was the horse with the scope and the upside and all that. And I believe we nominated it as one of our early firms. Another little service you get on Pro Better Live. The horses we think that are over the odds earlier in the week, and that will be proven right.
Yeah, let's hope so.
I'm 4 units on Musica. Not a huge race I'm keen on, but I thought it was the one.
Yeah.
It was the one that looked the obvious. I Brascoed Mornington.
Yeah.
Totally. The rest are really, and
there is no city form.
No, exactly right.
It's interesting, and previously that Newcastle race has fed into this race okay because it's been a $35,000 race. This year it was 22, so weakened again.
And I should say Clash of Clans is what, 5th up first prep, which is something I don't like. So
especially gay.
Yeah, that's right, exactly. Yeah, the theory being that
But
they're
fresh.
yeah. Anyway, all right, lovely. But
yeah,
Musica, 4 units for me.
Yeah, I'm not going to use any units. I came up with Road Assassin, but I was surprised it was so well found.
Yeah, same.
Well, Anthony Cummings trained to win it the same day last day the Dickie did, didn't he? It was it's about the same thing, isn't it?
Yeah, he's going a bit better than Dickie. But anyway, I might have a bet on Saturday if the odds go out a little bit.
All right, perfect. All right, race 2 is the McGrath South Pacific Classic over 1,400 metres. We've got Regret about $4, Federal about 2 to 1, Thinking of You about $5.50, and Courts of King about $5.
Yes.
And another most likely firm and nominated for the Pro Better Life people who jumped on early was Saddles Lakes, and it's in from what to what?
Well, look, it's into about $8.50, maybe a little bit more now, less now. Real early there was $15 about, so it's certainly it's been a good go at that price. The other one, which is Course the King, $11 was given into $4.40, so that was real early on Wednesday, well before we had a look at the field. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, so yeah, look, a couple of movers out wide, and the 2 at the top are just sort of easy.
All right, lovely. Mark, pace.
Not much. Egret will be forced into a pace roll.
Yeah, it's Eden Redoubtable Heart, reluctantly there.
Yes, Sadler's Lake, who looks more of a middle distance type.
Possibly could be there too, can't it?
Could be there. And Snake Charmer is a wild card in the race.
Yep.
I mean, Federal has pace if he wishes to use it. And Thinking of You has the blinkers on here. So it's a race of tactics. It would seem that Courts of King would be ridden quietly as it was at Warwick Farm. This is an interesting race from my point of view because we had, forget Gosford. I mean, there's our esteemed new caller going, well, this has done an amazing job sitting this wide all the way. How could it possibly do that? Well, of course, just have a look. Just go back and have a look at all the barriers that won at Gosford that day. They were wide. Egret sat in the 4 wide line without cover. Federal sat in the 4 wide line with cover.
Yep.
And that's why they dominated a finish that saw Hawaiian Rose, the 100 to 1 chance, beaten 3 lengths.
Yeah.
So look.
So you've Brascoed Gosford.
Well, I haven't Brascoed it. It just doesn't interest me.
Yep.
And Courts of King was ridden by Bishin at Warwick Farm perfectly.
Yep.
Just perfectly. So, I'm lightly raced, good yard, 2 wins from 3 starts. Hard to fold any of those runs, but it just didn't go, wow, that did something special. So I've ended up with 5 Redoubtable Heart, who has had a number of chances, but is second up here off a short break. Found a nasty little race to resume in, and I thought did very well. 6 Sadler's Lake, his stablemate, 1, 2 out of 3 in his first prep. Certainly not much form in those races, but lightly raced with scope. Hello, delivery here. 4 Thinking of You. We've seen her once in the flight stakes. And 7 Courts of King. 5, 6, 4, 7. I'm having 3 units on number 5 Redoubtable Heart and 1 unit, 3/4 of a unit on number 6 Sadler's Lake.
Sadler's Lake. Sadler's Lake is a horse that I think a lot of us are warming to. Really, the barrier trials, Chris Waller getting it on pace, it has the feel of being revved up, and what we've got from our numbers is it had the best numbers in the race. So you'd expect first up, second prep is improvement time. If it runs to the level it did last time, we've got it going better than any of these other ones, and expect it to be even more so with the indications it's going to be coming to play, and hopefully good Joe today. So I'm 4 units on Sadler's Lakes and 2 units on Federal, did I say? No, I'm 4 units on Sadler's Lake. That's it.
Yeah, well, Sadler's Lake, he's got that awful high head carry. So Joe, let's see how Joe goes managing his... He's a bit of a Herm. I've got him down as a bit of a Herm's Oak.
Yep.
So I don't know.
And you hate those horses, don't you?
I hate them.
This is Matt's angle, isn't
it?
This
is. I've got to take more note of that.
Yeah, but it's so at $10, we're not talking about a favourite here.
Yeah.
So I can't knock anyone sort of backing him at that price. So Yeah, look, I had Corsa King as the horse that I liked, but at the price, I'm not...
It seems very short now, doesn't it?
Well found.
What did you say? Was it in $4?
I would have loved $11, but that's not real. So for me, I'm passing on this race. Yes, I'm interested to see how Sadler's Lake goes with its naughtiness.
Okay, cool. Well, I think in the trials it looked a little bit better, didn't it? It seemed. It's still a high. It's still a high. It was running around a lot more though in the races, but I suppose there's under more pressure in the races.
Stay tuned to Pro Better Live.
Pro Better Live.
Update on Sadler's Lake.
Exactly right.
A horse of interest.
Well, obviously, and this will segue into our next point. So anyway, 4 units on Sadler's Lake, mate. You're right. You're in. Okay. Little segue into Mounting Yard Mail. Glenn Pollitt. As we mentioned, no warrant at Flemington, so it's all over to Glenn. And like you've got horses all throughout the day. It's amazing how deep we are into the carnival. It's almost over and there's still a lot of freshies about. Yeah. It's quite strange. Anyway, Glenn, Mounting Yard Mail, I think all of us have been running second a lot lately, so if you're a Mounting Yard Mail fan, the floodgates are open. I think the floodgates are going to open with everything tomorrow. I think it's a day that everyone has been so close for so long and seeing it so well, and there's been one fly in the ointment, or that has been there.
I'm sure that's been heard, Dal.
I know, it doesn't really worry me. Anyway, so jump on board, Mounting Yard Mail, the Glenster will be there, the Glenster will be bouncing around, and a bouncing around Glenster is always good fun, and a great day. Mounting Yard Mail, jump on board, 33 bucks.
He'll be full of beans, especially he's looking at the clouds today going, because, there I was on holiday last Saturday morning, but didn't stop the Glenster from finding me.
What's the weather?
No. Can you believe they've called this meeting off?
Oh, that's right, it was Saturday, yeah, exactly. And we'll be racing on Saturday. So jump on board with the Glenster, Mounting Yard Mail, 33 bucks.
We'll talk about the meeting on getting called off on Monday's show.
Yes, we will. Yeah, lovely. I'm sure it'll come up. Race 3 is the Provincial Championship final over 1400 metres. And, alright, Matt, what are we? It's $4.60, $4.50, sure and fast. Yeah. Harmonic, equal favourites.
So plenty of varied opinions out there, which is good, but the only significant move, I suppose, was $17 Selectify into about 14.
Alright.
The tab website was, when they cross over from Fuchsias to Friday, I can't get the fixed odds from them, so they'll work on that.
Alright, lovely.
Can't get them on their site?
Yeah, it disappears for a while.
Yep, right at the critical time. Anyway, Mark.
I don't know why they can't fix that. That's just...
Who does what pace-wise?
Well, it's a large field, and the emergencies would come into play here, particularly Kangaroo, who seems unlikely to get a start. You have a number of on-pace horses that aren't necessarily fast horses. So Oxford Poet, I imagine the intention won't be to get out to hurry there from gate 1. Magic of Dreams should be on speed. Selectify is fresh and will occupy a position. Slots can go forward, Supreme Effort can go forward, and O'Reilly's Revenge can go forward, but they're all sort of, with the exception of Oxford Poet, they're all sort of slowish 1400 metre on-pace horses. So there'll be a bit of sorting out to do. Harmonic is second up off a long spell and would be forward. Radical Impact probably forward, and I had the other horses sort of going back. Sure and Fast midfield.
All right. Well, Mark, this is the first provincial and country championship since we've seen. But the one thing that really took my eye is a last start city performance, which is going to be an unlikely ingredient in this, and I think we've only had one horse in the two of them that might have that, and it's Sure and Fast.
Yeah, he's sitting up there like dog's balls. We've had all these horses running in the varied provincial heats, but Sure and Fast has ducked back to town to tighten himself up. So,
exactly.
It's clearly in his favour. Would have liked to see him draw out a little bit. But anyway, he's on top with me, 8 Sure and Fast. 10 Magic of Dreams should enjoy a lovely run, as she did at Newcastle. Number 4 Selectify. How many runners has Chris Lee's got in this race?
Yeah, dominating.
Chris Lee's and Bede Murray, they've just got the whole field.
6 for Chris.
3 for Bede.
Yep.
So Magic Dreams should get a good run. 4 Selectify. I like what Chris has done with this horse. Like, he went to 13.50 at Wyong, and he's been kept fresh since then. Bowman gets back on board, or retains the right. I can't remember. And 3 Oxford Poet has done not much wrong with his preparation, apart from Wyong, where he was in the terrible spot. So I've dismissed Harmonic, who seemed to use up a lot of marbles trying to qualify for this race. Got scratched at Kembla, then had to back up at Hawkesbury, pulled out all stops at Hawkesbury in what looks a race. So I thought that the edge was off him. And the Kembla runners, Darcy Magic, O'Reilly's Revenge, they didn't excite me. Look, Darcy Magic obviously comes here with James, and that's potent, but yeah, that didn't excite me. So 8, 10, 4, 3. I'm having 2 units Sure and Fast, and 1 unit on 10 Magic of Dreams, 3 Oxford Poet, and 4 Selectify.
Beautiful. Sure and Fast. Not only was it a city run, but it was actually a decent city race. The numbers were pretty good. Medcourt went really well. He was
as
back,
he can do.
Yeah, back and wide, and totally in the I can't win Rosehill spot, and went pretty good considering. Don't like the fact that he's a 3-year-old, but I suppose we did see Kermadec win the Doncaster. But
3-year-olds, they do pop up in the Doncaster.
They do. Well, yeah, it's sort of. But remember,
especially Waller trained 3-year-olds.
Well, the year before, Seamus Award did win the Cox Plate. So just because they win the ultimate races doesn't mean they win the bread and butter.
Yeah,
but
true.
he did come in. He did come in and did race well in an open age race last time, which returned good numbers. Barrier 4 with Jason Collett is scary, but still 4 units on Sure and Fast and 2 units on Harmonic. Now, Tim Clark, this All Star's favourite. Tim Clark's record on favourites is about 50%.
Is it?
Yep, very close to 50% on favourites, Tim Clark.
Well, it's got no chance of staying favourite.
Isn't it? Okay, cool. Well, then he won't win. His record on non-favourites is not good. But anyway, so 4 units on Sure and Fast and 2 units as a save on Harmonic. That is where I'm at.
I like Sure and Fast. Sort of, besides the barrier and the jockey, I like its form the best. So I'm just going to have 5 each way. I think at the big field, I hope you get even money a place or something.
All right, perfect. All right, moving along to race number 4, the Girvan War Percy Stakes.
We've lost Perignon.
Perignon is out, is it? Okay. Still was holding up some percentage. It didn't. Yeah, it's a shame. 7. Most of the percentages at the top of the board. Calverite $7, Lake Geneva $2.80, Ottoman $7, and Serenade $5. And who's done what, Matt?
We've got mine too, $18 into 16. Sempre Libera has been the best backed, $15 into $9. Yep. So we're just umming and ahhing about this slip of form, which we saw last week. We sort of had
right out.
Similar debate.
Yeah, it's winner only, and I think the winner race flat.
Like Lake Geneva's now 4th run first prep. Been down to Melbourne.
So we've got Lake Geneva for we'll talk about it because it's a favourite. 4th run first prep. First run was wide on pace and one of the best runs toughest runs of the day at Rosehill. That's not an easy way to start. Then to go down to Melbourne, gap between runs, second up in a Blue Diamond. Awful Blue Diamond, but still Blue Diamond. Then to come back up to and run in the Golden Slipper and run well in it. It's not exactly as if it's had 3 buys. And it's now 4th up first prep, and you want to jump into 7 to 4.
The best thing about it is it had a really soft run in the slipper.
Yeah.
Which, whatever that means going forward. But,
Right. Well, look, I sort of have left them in, but they didn't interest me. 9 Sempre Libera couldn't get them per first start, but Jesus Christ, she attacked the line with a vengeance at Rosehill. She sat 3 deep throughout, without cover, in a fast run race, and she just kept finding the line. She comes home for the first time. We get good Joey, we hope. I should talk about the map. Denper looks to lead from Calaverite. Talk to me about that Moonee Valley win. Val?
Just went to the front and won. Yeah, it wasn't bad. It was okay.
Miss Idyllic.
Nothing.
I think
it was good old Miss Idyllic.
I think it was on pace favoured that
night.
Well,
it often is. I think
numbers. No,
not really. No, it doesn't really stack up. No, our issue with this is what we were sort of saying with Lake Geneva is that everything's got a push and a pull for it. So that's where we're struggling with it. And Calverite wasn't really. It's just sort of there but not there with numbers. No.
Okay.
Put it this way. Nothing special. Nothing above the horses you mentioned.
Right. Denper in the van, Calava right, Sempre Libera, Lake Geneva, Serenade back on the inside, Ottoman back, Cartier Rock back, 9-2 back. I would prefer to swap barriers 2 and 9. I'd like to see those around the other way, but anyway. 9 Sempre Libera to beat 4 Serenade, who comes home. 2 Lake Geneva, who has done nothing wrong, but
has it got one left?
And 7 Denper, who seems extraordinary odds to me.
Yeah, absolutely. It went very well. He did, I suppose his issue is trying to lead all the way at Randwick, but it seems big odds. What price is he there, man?
I don't have his price.
It was $15 here this morning.
Yeah.
So, seems big
9427. I'm having 3 units on number 9, and I'm having 1.5 units on number 4.
I'm staying out of the race because of, as I said, pushes and pulls, left, right and centre for us. Lake Geneva, as we spoke about. Sempre Libera will be a horse that I'd be really keen on if it was 1,400 metres.
Oh no, well 1,300.
Yeah, just a rise. It's gay. So it's 12 to 12, but it's also data. It just says 14, 14, 14. So does it get a little bit flat-footed? And Denper is a horse that we can really like as well too. But it's Karen. It's in front.
It's Huey to Karen.
Yeah, it's Huey to Karen, and it's Warwick Farm in front to Randwick in front. Yeah. So at the odds, it'd be probably the horse I could play, but just going to let that one go.
Let it go. Yeah. I'm going to have 2 units on Lake Geneva. And I'll be having 2 units on Sempre Libera, who's a horse I've always had time for. I agree completely what you're saying about the distance, but look, there's this we keep saying is behind Vancouver, and let's forget about Excess here. It just doesn't seem like there's any margin between our best and our worst 2-year-old.
No, that's right, exactly. I mean, we saw Vancouver dominate. We saw Vancouver sit 3 wide and win going away. And probably race flat in doing so. So he's there, the rest of them are there.
Yeah. The winner of this race last year was Eloping, who came out of the slipper, but she came out of a van position.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Whereas, these horses that suck. Like they all sat on the fence, which wasn't a great place, but
yeah, they did it. And
there's Lake Geneva.
Eloping was having a
Ottoman.
1000th run of the prep too. Yeah.
There's Serenade,
Yeah. All right, okay, cool. Moving along. We will talk about race speed profiles. We have the special double offer if you want to get in.
Well on Monday, Dale, I must say. I don't know. I don't know what the scorer thought of. I'm not aware of how the scorer works out the bets, but I just looked at the
most advantage.
Yeah. Seem to find plenty of winners.
We've been having most of the winners in the most advantage column. Unfortunately, the ones that we're sort of preferring to win have been running second, and the other ones have been beating it. But they're poking along well. But today, this will be the changeover for the race speed profiles, where that goes from second to first. Game over as well too. But if you want to combine Melbourne, as I said, no Warren Huntley, so we've only got Darren Set or race speed profiles for Flemington on Saturday, and Flemington looks a pretty good card, as it usually is. And
it hasn't been much Saturday Metropolitan racing in Melbourne.
Yeah, that's right, exactly right, and thank God it's
keen
back to
beans.
Yeah, exactly.
Special
double if you want, $89, is it?
89. So if you wanted to buy the Sydney RSP with $30 basically to get the Melbourne included.
Absolutely.
The way we're looking at it.
So you.
Great deal.
You got 10 races in Sydney, 9 races in Melbourne. It works out pretty cheap when you think about it. But the main thing is Sydney. We've got a really good handle on it. I think as I said, as everybody has, and it's a card that everybody's comfortable with, and it segues into what will probably be an absolute moral from the race. Well, what is a moral from the race speed profiles, and it's the Arrowfield Sprint that will be won by Curo. What price is it now?
Curo is. I don't have the latest price. Was it about
2 to 1?
What, since Suzuki
came out?
Now, Suzuki trialled today. What's the story? Where's it going?
I'm not sure. Maybe Brisbane is it, or next. There'll be something next week. Maybe an all-age stakes.
It's not a championship next week.
No.
I thought the idea was for Massaras to win Massara races.
Exactly right, but no, probably not. Anyway, so it's about $3 Curo, 5 to 1 Earthquake, 5 to 1 Rubik, and Suzuki was the next pick. Anyway, what are we saying?
Yeah, no, not a great deal of movement anyway. Money-wise, so.
Mark, who leads?
Well, we've got some slow horses down underneath them, Puzzling Wonder and Confederate.
Yep.
Moss Fun pushes forward, and the favourite would be advised to go across with her. Earthquake on speed, Soldi Damani on speed, Rubik. I'm not sure what the intention will be there because his, I imagine his connections suspect him at 1200.
Yeah, suspect at 1200. Yeah. All right, perfect. All right, so that's it, Mark. What are you saying? Is Kiro moral, or are you?
Well, he looks the best bet of the day.
He does.
Where's he going to sit?
Oh, wherever. Blake will just Blake. He'll just go bang.
It's 1200 at Randwick.
Doesn't matter.
It's like
3 wide,
Okay,
3, 4 wide, 5 wide. Who cares? Just bang. Blake will sit there. Wherever Blake will sit, it'll be the right spot. It'll be the right spot tempo wise. He'll just come in straight into the lane, win by 3. See you later. Game over.
Yeah, well, just go back to the Coolmore last spring. He was the shortest price runner.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Delectation was the best finish.
But Kiro, the breeze was important that day, and Kiro was right in it, and Delectation was able to get him at 50 to 1 late because of the configuration of that.
Yeah, and also Kiro did a long preparation.
Yeah, exactly right. He was exposed. Yeah, one had a much softer run than the other.
So you look at this race and you go, well, Joey. So you've resumed at Randwick over 1100. Then you've gone to the Galaxy, and then you've found Bishin for this race. This is clearly your target, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Clearly your target.
That's right.
It's at Randwick, the scene of his best runs.
And even though he paraded really well first up, he obviously was very much underdone. Because one thing I'll never be able to work out for the whole carnival is how a horse like Peeping and her friends beat him.
Well, he was in an awkward position for a non-seasoned horse.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, awkward. And also, I think Kuro's best is when it's a power race, and that was a puffy race.
Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it, Dale. So look, there are some interesting horses in this race, but there does appear to be only one professional in the race, and that's the favourite.
Yeah.
4 to beat 12, Bring Me the Maid, who is fresh here. That's
when you start looking at 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, you realise how good a thing Kiro is.
9 Rekindled Power is a horse that started amazingly short in the Sandown Guineas.
Yes, that's right.
Amazingly
Off nothing.
short.
Yeah, exactly.
But anyway, is a horse that's got scope.
Yeah.
And 2 Rubik, who did start shorter than Kiro in the Galaxy, so and loses Keren.
Yeah.
But is probably a myth.
Yes, that's right.
4, 12, 9, 2. I'm having 5 units on number 4.
All right, my thoughts on Kiro is he's basically in a race against himself. His numbers, to use our terms, he's a +8 horse, rubber stamped if he can get it tomorrow, and that's what he's forecast to do. If he gets that, game over. These horses can't do it. The best these horses can do is maybe squeeze out a 6, maybe squeeze out a 5, more than likely a 4. So if he comes to play, these horses cannot beat him. As simple as that. They don't have the ability to beat him if he runs up to his number. Earthquake and Rubik continue to start shorter prices because what they did in their early days, they both had a massive 1,000-metre run, which also keeps them in there. Obviously, Earthquake went on to do what she did. They're not much good. Earthquake went better than we thought she could last time. She returned about a +3.9
Moonee Valley.
At Moonee Valley.
Was she in the wrong spot?
It was a typical William Reid where everything was falling on top of each other, and a typical race at Moonee Valley where probably 3 horses had their chance and the rest of them didn't. So and she was one of them. She's went well. She's racing almost above herself, but she's now 3rd up. For her to be able to beat Kiro if Kiro comes, she's got to find 4 lengths on her best ever. And I can't see her doing that. The only thing that she's got in her favour to improve is James McDonald, and we've seen him improve horses a couple of lengths. She's got to improve 4 to beat Kiro, but she's the next one most likely. I'll have a half save on her 1 unit, 10 units on Kiro. The rest of them, leave me out of Rubik at 1,200 metres. Bring me the Maid at Moss Fun. Moss Fun went as well as she possibly could the other day. She's a myth. She's gone. Bring me the Maid. They're just not in Kiro's class. Kiro wins 10 units on that if he turns up to play. And he should, and as Mark said, there's no reason why he shouldn't turn up to play because this is his race. 10 Kiro, 1 Earthquake.
Yeah, look, I think just absorbed the pressure in the Galaxy so well, and I think
good bring on run.
That is,
and 3 weeks in between's sensational off that.
Yeah, so I'll have 8 units on Kiro and 2 on Nostradamus, who has had 2 1,100-metre runs to start with, and 1,200 at Randwick last time. He ran a second to Brazen Bow. He might be gone as a horse, but at $26, I'm going to have 2 units on him.
Yeah, he seems fairly
fair odds, yeah. My thought on him, I mean, you can't bag us $26, but first up 1,100 metres, only hope in life. But But then again, it is $26, and he has got. And when it comes to numbers, he's probably got the second best overall.
I remember
he's got the
RSPs are very keen on him that race.
Yeah, and, he's really done a good job for us, Nostradamus. He's really flown the flag. But as overall numbers go outside of 1,000 metres, he's got the second best in the race.
Okay.
And he's $26, so you can't back it.
Okay.
That's part one.